Welcome back, everybody, to turn 5 of Fields of Fire campaign, mission 1 of the Normandy campaign. And sorry for the delay. It's been a little while since I did mission 4, but I want to go ahead and recap as best I remember what happened and talk about where we're headed this turn. So, first of all, we had some lucky events in that we had a squad which had fallen back from this card to this card, and an 88mm gun that was on this card, which were both out of line of sight of our units of friendlies. And as a result, in the enemy action phase, they simply left the battlefield. So this is a pretty easy way to get rid of some hindering enemy units, is just to get out of their line of sight. As far as moving forward, so on this card we have 2nd Platoon, which took some lumps and kind of regrouped last turn. The remainder of 2nd Platoon moved onto this card along with the company 1st Sergeants. Over here we have 1st Platoon, or the bulk of 1st Platoon. Let's get some of this out of your way so you can see it. And so we have a squad, another squad, and then a 2-step squad, of which the remainder is dead on this card. So we have a foxhole full of dead friendlies and dead enemies on this card. Okay. We also moved the company XO over up on this card, just to be able to give some more commands, and then we moved all of 1st Platoon ahead onto this card. Now, so this turn, the objective is to start clearing potential contact markers on the second line. Potential contact markers A are the most likely of all of them to reveal a unit, and especially now in that we are only, what are we at this point? We are under contact, so we are quite likely to draw a contact from these potential contact markers. So ideally we want to have units forward that can lay fire should we draw contact. So we want to get these guys forward onto this card, or at least some of them. We have the spotter for the artillery up on the church tower here. That'll be helpful. These guys probably aren't going to move forward right now, because in doing so, other than a scout, I should say, because in doing so they would put themselves all at risk once these potential contact markers were revealed. So we really kind of want to reveal maybe 1 or 2 maximum of these cards. We're already laying fire on this card, which contains a fire team, which is out of range to do anything to us. By moving forward, we'll reveal this and get in range of whatever this is. So we have to think about that carefully. So, again, we're going to move forward to establish a base of fire here. We're at least going to move forward on 2 of these 3 cards to reveal those potential contact markers. We also would like to get this casualty moved over to here if possible. And then additionally, we're starting to get out of range of our company commander. So we want to get that company commander up onto this row so that we can, again, we're using field phone, so we need to have him in a range so that we're not stretching the limits of our phone lines. Okay, and that'll be a little bit tricky. Now we also have the Jeep. So we might, depending on how many commands we're lucky enough to draw with this company commander, load him onto the Jeep and move him forward. We probably should have moved the 1st Sergeant forward or something like that on the Jeep. So that's where we are. So let's go ahead and bring our command display back and review where we are. Our 1st Platoon and 3rd Platoon are still well stocked with 3 commands each. And we're going to go ahead and flip these over to... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. So they are completed, and second platoon has 2 commands. The XO and the company commander have no commands, as does the first sergeant has no commands. So we'd like to activate everybody pretty much if we can. It's all going to depend on this draw. Well, not this next one. We're going to have to do a friendly command event. So let's see if we can get another one of these HQ symbols on this draw. We do not, so there is no HQ event. So now we are on to the point where we need to draw for however many commands our company commander gets. And he gets 4, less 1 because he is green. So he gets 3 commands, which is kind of the minimum that's going to be useful here. So let's think about this. We really want to move him forward, but we can possibly do that with a general initiative command. We definitely want to move these guys forward. Now, he could potentially move everybody forward, or at least enough of them forward, with the commands they already have. Over here, something I didn't mention is the second platoon kind of wants to start regrouping and potentially rallying these paralyzed units. So I think for sure we're going to activate second platoon. Okay, that's definitely going to happen. So that's 1 command. So let's see what else we can activate. We can activate third platoon, because they're going to... I don't want to run out of commands when they move forward. And then, yeah, let's just activate first sergeant, I think, as I mentioned. So first sergeant is going to get activated, and he will begin with no commands. Alright, I think I moved him back. He should have just been here, because he had 3 commands. All I did was activate him. So that's 3 activations for company commander, so they're back to 0. And these are the 3 that I've activated. Now I need to basically decide in which order I want to handle these. So the easiest one to do is third platoon. So we'll go ahead and do them first. Third platoon gets a draw, and he gets 3 minus 1 for 2 more commands, so he's up to 5 commands. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We'll move him up here, I think, is this new way to kind of keep track of who's been activated and who's had their commands drawn, and yada yada yada. We'll move them up top when they're sort of in action. Alright, so third platoon needs to get onto this card. Now that's not terribly difficult. We can't, that's just a platoon move if we want to go that route. So these casualties on this card that are in this foxhole don't count towards the limit of steps that can be under this cover marker. However, I believe they do count essentially towards any more than 3, and you start to become more vulnerable to grenade attacks. So in essence, I don't think these foxholes are particularly a good place to go now. Also, what I was trying to say earlier is that we cannot infiltrate onto this card. We just need to move. So we're going to spend 2 commands to platoon move onto this card. And we're just going to move everybody up. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to spread out a little bit here so that we can see what's going on. Yeah. None of these guys are undercover. They're all exposed at the moment. So we've moved on for 2. And we could now try to seek cover for at least some of these guys. But I think I'm just going to leave them all exposed for the time being. So let's go ahead and stack these guys. just for the sake of having fewer exposed markers on this card. None of these guys are in this foxhole or undercover. That's also because of the limitations of command. When a unit is undercover, it can't receive commands from the commander if he's not under the same cover. So they're just using those 2 commands, and they're back to 3 saved commands. So second platoon is going to do a draw now, and they just get 1, which is sad because I needed a lot more for the fancy schmancy stuff I wanted to do for this. So to get these paralyzed units back to a usable state requires a lot of rallying. Basically, they need to get from a paralyzed to a litter team and then to a fire team, and then they can incorporate themselves into a squad, or perhaps form up a squad unit. So we'll go ahead and at least attempt to change these guys from paralyzed to litter teams. And since there's no volume of fire on the card with them, this is an automatic rally. So we spend 2 points to essentially convert both of these paralyzed units to litter teams. And we're going to have to do what I eventually hope to do in multiple steps. Additionally, this pin will come off this stack. Should have come off at the end of last turn, I think. Alright, and then so we have 1 command left for second platoon. And yeah, sadly we really just can't get a lot accomplished with these guys with that few commands. Converting a litter team to a fire team is also automatic, so we could do one of those guys. I guess it's worthwhile to do that. So we're going to go ahead and convert one of the litter teams to a fire team. And then if we can get a general initiative command we could use, we could potentially convert or attempt to reconstitute a squad from 2 fire teams. That's going to be a rally action, so it will require, I guess we can't do that, it has to be done by an HQ or staff, so we'll just have to wait until next turn. And all these guys are underneath this strong building to hope that we don't get a grenade thrown in there. That'll be nasty. And we're all trapped because of the mine, so we can't move up the card. That's fine. Alright. The other one we activated was first platoon. And essentially what we were planning to do with these guys is to move forward, potentially. We're going to move forward with this guy into here. Well, I'm going to move this guy forward onto here, maybe move this. Move somebody onto this card, I don't know. Alright, so how are we going to do this? Well, let's first see how many commands we get. So first platoon gets 3 commands, so 4 minus 1, and they're up to 6. And we basically need to spend 3 of these. So to do that, let's go ahead and split off an assault team from second squad. So second squad, we're going to reduce you to 2 steps, and we will place a assault team. So that was 1 command. Second command, we're going to send that assault team forward onto this card directly into the trenches. Okay, so that's another command. And then third command, we're going to ask the second squad remnants to pick up the casualties. Okay. And I think that is, pretty sure that's just 1 command. Pick up, load, or embark. Yep, 1 command, automatic. And then we're going to have them move into this casualty collection point onto this card. So that'll be yet another command. So they will move together, and they will be exposed, I guess, as well. Okay. So that was 4 commands. I think we will bank the other 2 commands. I'm going to try to get this card with the company XO. We'll send both of these guys forward. Alright, so those were my platoon command phase, my activated platoon command. So now we're going to I think I screwed that up. But we'll just say that I activated the first 3 squads, and I did not activate the first sergeant, just to keep things straight. Alright, so now we're in the unactivated company XO and first sergeants here. And they'll each get 1 command because they were unactivated. And we're going to use that single command from the XO to send this first platoon squad even further away onto this card. So he's now sadly far away from his team, and that's the command they had. And first sergeant now has 1 command to do something with. I think he's just going to bank his command. Actually, I'm going to send him back here in an effort to get him onto that Jeep. Alright, so that's all my commands, and now we're going to do the general initiative phase. And it'd be really nice to get a lot here. We get 0, so actually I guess that nothing reduces it, it's just 1. So we get 1 single command. And we need to get some things to happen. It'd be nice to get these guys into cover. We could do that. That'd be a 4-card draw, pretty good odds. I do want to get my company commander up ahead. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, company commander moves forward, and they're now exposed. This guy is also exposed. Oh, forgot about that. So maybe I really do want this guy to get some cover. These guys are going to be out of command now. So did not get a wire down. I really need to get a wire in this card. Yeah, alright, I'm going to leave the company commander back here and try to get cover from these guys. It's a 4-card draw. 1, 2. There we go. Got some cover. He might survive. Let's go into the pieces here and find some cover. Alright. Okay. Let's get rid of pieces. Alright, now let's just take a look at where we are here. So we've done the initiative segment, we did our platoon impulses, and we did our general initiative impulse. So we are now at the enemy higher HQ phase. So let's draw for that. 1 action card, looking for an HQ event, no HQ event. So now we're on the enemy action phase, activity checks, and we just have this unit on board now, and there's not a whole lot that fire teams do. If we look at the play aid here for actions, LAT pinned, they're not, well, they are pinned, but they're not under a U.S. occupied card, so that's really what we're looking at right here for this one. So let's go back and see what that was, because I didn't look at it. We need a 1 to 3 draw. I'm sorry, a 1 to 5 draw. There's a chance they could rally. 1 to 5 draw. We get a 4. 4 is pinned undercover. Oh wait, hold on. They're not on the U.S. occupied card. They are, can't see, pinned, and they are undercover. So it's a 4-card draw, and what we drew was a 3, and the 3 is rally. Okay, so they get a rally attempt. This is a 2-card draw. We're looking for a rally. 1, 2. They did not rally. So basically nothing happened to them. So now we go to evaluate these potential contact markers. We moved on to this card and this card. So we're going to call this card 1, this card 2. We pull over here, we get 1. So this card gets drawn first. And we have potential contact A. We are under contact. It's a 7-card draw looking for contact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Almost made it. We did draw a contact. So 1 to 10. Something just froze up there. 1 to 10 gets us a 6. And let's see what we get for 6. Center contact A. 6 is a strong point. A strong point is not spotted. It has a squad under trenches and a squad and a HMG team under a bunker. So that is no fun. Alright, so first we'll do the squad under trenches. So here's our squad. We get a submachine gun squad, and we will go ahead and pull out trenches. Okay. And then we get a squad and a heavy machine gun team. And they're going to be under foxholes, I'm pretty sure. I have to double check that. The answer is cover is trenches. They're also under trenches. I'm not sure why they listed them separately in the force packages. We have a squad under trenches. Oh, because it was under a bunker, because I'm not paying any attention. So a bunker. I have these backwards. Okay. Now, where do they go? We need to draw the squad first. And it's a 1 to 10 draw. 1 to 10 gives me a 5, which is front at max line of sight. So that was front of this at max line of sight, which is going to be at least onto this card. And we reveal it. Yep, that is as far as we go. So it is. Let's see if we can get this guy over there. He is on this woods card, and he is not spotted. But he does lay down a PDF, and he's going to be shooting this direction. So PDF at the bottom of the card. And that's going to be putting a, let's see, he's an L, so I think he's going to be an automatic weapons VOF on this card. Okay. The other one is also 1 to 10. 1 to 10 is another 5. That would be the same result, so we can't put them on the same card, so we have to draw again. 1 is per package table placement, which I believe package table placement says on adjacent card. Yeah, on adjacent card. So what are my choices here? Well, it really can't be here. It could be here, here. So we just have to draw again to see which direction it is. 1 to 10 is a 10. Right front max at right front at max line of sight. So that would be right front. So it could be on this card. No, there's already somebody there. So it can't be at right front. We draw again. And we get an 8. Left front at max line of sight. That would be on this card. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So put them there. And we'll put a potential contact marker, question mark there. I can't remember, since there's already potential contact marker there, whether they can both be there or if I have to get rid of this one. So we will pause for a moment to look at that. Okay, I don't think there's any reason why this potential contact marker can't be on the same card as this one. The same thing happened earlier here. However, this potential contact marker, this unspotted squad, is firing through this card, which contains an enemy potential contact marker. And as a result, this potential contact marker goes away. Alright, so now we have to resolve this potential contact marker. And again, now we are, alright, so these guys are also going to be firing on here, and that is going to be this automatic weapons fire from this heavy machine gun team, in addition to this rifle squad, all firing on this card. So we're going to get a crossfire and this automatic weapons VOF on this, and then he gets a PDF on the bottom, which is going to go over here. I'm going to rotate this. Oh, okay. Now this PDF is actually not there because because there was no one on that card, so that PDF should have gone away. He was actually shooting at this church steeple. I can't remember. I don't think enemy teams just automatically start shooting. They have to be given a command. Okay, well, damned if I can find the rule, but I think this enemy unit here would automatically open fire on these guys when they move forward onto this card, so that PDF would still be placed over here, along with a all-pin VOF, but it won't actually get used because there's already a better VOF on that card. But he is essentially engaged onto this card as well. So I think we are left with this guy here to evaluate. So it's a 1 to 10. Let's see what we got. First we have to see if we're activated. So I'll call that my first contact draw, which was no. At this point, we are... Let's take a look. We are engaged. We have 2 or more enemy cards. So engaged is a 5-card draw. So the first card was no. Second card, yes. 3, 4, reshuffle, 5. So we definitely got another contact. So now 1 to 10 to find out what it is. We get a 7. Potential contact marker A, we get a command post. And a command post is a squad with a leader under a bunker. And they are not spotted. And they are potentially on the same card. That's the placement if it goes back to this table. So let's do 1 to 10 to our package placement. We get a 10. A 10 on the package placement is right front at max line of sight. So right front would be on this card. Okay, so that was a squad with a leader. Okay, we have a squad and a leader under a bunker. Under a bunker. And they are going to definitely have a PDF, but they're going to be considered unspotted. So the PDF goes on the bottom of the card. Whoops, just okay, so they're firing under this card. And they will not fire back because they are unspotted. So all these unspotted units are going to be a big problem. That's a small arms VOF on this card. Yeah, so because everybody's unspotted, all this work I did to get people in position to assist and lay fire are doing no good. So for example, all these guys could potentially lay fire on both of these, but they can see nothing. So we'll have to wait until next turn when we can try to spot these guys. So that's the end of the enemy activity check, and then we did the evaluate potential contact markers. What we did not do is this mutual capture phase. So at this point we would have I think we get these casualties of these enemy units. So we get a prisoner captured, I guess is where they go. And we're on the card with ours, so we can try to get them back home. Okay. And let's see. So retreat any non-pinned, non-captured motor team plus a casualty under a VOF marker. So no, that doesn't do anything. Okay, so we picked up these casualties because we moved on to the card with them from the enemy unit. These ones still need to be moved back to this casualty collection point. These guys need to get dropped off before they can be removed from the field from this casualty collection point. So, as far as updating PDFs and VOFs, there's not a whole lot I can do. These guys do, they do have eyes on this guy, so they will shoot back here. In fact, they would have done that when they moved onto that card and automatically, and that will result in a crossfire marker being placed on that card. Let's put a sniper there. I don't want a sniper. I want a crossfire. Okay. Unspotted, unspotted, unspotted. So this guy doesn't have a target. And neither do any of these guys. Yeah, pretty much no one has a target now except for this guy. And these guys are all shooting at this guy. So now we need to resolve our combat. We'll just kind of go across like this, like as if we were reading a book. So we'll start with this one. So for defensive modifiers, this guy gets +2 for the hedgerow. Except the fire is coming across the white side, which means we get +1. He also gets +1 for pinned, and he gets +1 for being in foxhole. So it's a total of +3. We're going to get automatic weapons fire and crossfire. So that's a total of -2 for a net of +1. This small arms fire won't do anything for us. So +1 is a miss, so we don't do a dang thing, so this pin is going to come off. So let's just take that off now. Okay, we go across. This guy doesn't do anything. They don't do anything. They don't do anything. They don't do anything. This guy is under all kinds of hurts. So he gets +2 for the trenches. +2 for being in woods. That's +4. -2 for being exposed. So he's at -2 or +2 net. All pin doesn't apply because we have an automatic weapons VOF and a crossfire. So that's a total of 0. 0 is a pin. So definitely could have been worse. I'm not too displeased about that. Place the pin marker. Now we go over here. This guy's not doing too bad. So he's got a +2, +3 for the cover, -2 for exposed. Is it +1? They're not under, yeah, so +3, -2, yeah, +2. And then small arms VOF with small arms. Nope, it should be automatic weapons VOF. Yeah, let's put automatic weapons. So that's going to be +3, -3, net 0. And that's a miss, so nothing happens to him. That's good. Alright, so these guys are not under fire. None of these guys are under fire. Yeah, so not too bad. A lot of new enemies, but not a lot of results for them. So at this point, we want to think about what comes off. Go ahead and hit the cleanup marker. So all the exposed markers come off, and yeah, They're pinned. They're not pinned. They're undercover. They're still on the card with a potential contact marker and one VOF. These guys are still facing all kinds of VOFs, and they're under crossfire. Now, so next turn we really need to spot. And this guy could potentially spot these guys. These guys can be spotted by a number of different units. This one, this one, this one, and even these guys. So we should be able to spot this guy. This guy could be spotted by this guy or these guys. So that's going to be the objective next time. Once we spot any one of these guys by any one of our guys, every one of our guys can see them that has line of sight. And they will all automatically adjust or place VOFs and PDFs as appropriate. So, sorry this one was a little less organized. I haven't played in several weeks due to travel and sickness, so I was a little disjointed there in my brain. But I think we're ready to go ahead and save this puppy, and we will do turn 6 soon.